Hey everyone, ready to explore something amazing? We're diving deep into India's cultural treasures. Not temples or statues, but the traditions UNESCO calls Intangible Cultural Heritage.
It's fascinating, right? We think of heritage as like buildings, but music, dances, rituals. These are alive. They're the soul of a culture, passed down over time.
So UNESCO has this list to protect those traditions globally. What kind of stuff from India made it?
We're talking 15 incredibly different things. Ancient chants, vibrant dances. Each one shows you India's history, beliefs, artistry, all woven together.
15. Okay, we need a map for this deep dive. Where do we even begin?
Let's start old, like really old. The tradition of Vedic chanting could be over 3,000 years old. Imagine, hymns and verses passed down orally from the very start of Indian civilization.
3,000 years. That's like holding a piece of history, but it's sound.
Yeah.
What makes Vedic chanting so special even after all that time?
It's not just saying words, it's preserving the exact sounds, the way it's spoken, to keep the meaning of these ancient texts alive. We're talking the Vedas, central to Hinduism. This chanting keeps them going, not just words on a page.
Keeping that connection alive, past to present, through sound.
Wow.
Is there a visual side to it, or is it mostly about hearing it?
You're right, it's mostly about the sound. But picture this. Temples, homes, where these chants echo, it creates this whole atmosphere, for contemplation, feeling connected to something bigger.
Sounds intense. Okay, from ancient chants, let's jump to community storytelling. Ramlila is on UNESCO's list too, right?
Oh, yeah. Imagine entire communities coming together to watch the Ramayana come to life. It's huge color, music, dance, drama, usually during Dussehra, that festival?
Yeah, Dussehra. The big one, good versus evil, right? Light over darkness.
Exactly. Ramlila shows that struggle, but in a way everyone gets. It teaches you values, beliefs, cultural memory passed down through the generations.
Like a giant open-air play, bringing everyone together. Speaking of theater, there's one called Kudiyattam UNESCO recognizes. What's so special about that one?
Kudiyattam, from Kerala, in the south. Get this. It's the last form of Sanskrit theater left in the world. Costumes, makeup, gestures. It's intricate.
Wow, the pressure to preserve that must be immense, the last of its kind.
Tell me about it. Performances can go on for days, even weeks sometimes. The actors need stamina and artistry. Everything's about keeping it exactly right. Costumes, how they use their voices, making sure this ancient art stays alive.
It's like each of these traditions becomes this living history, language, everything. Ancient chants, epic stories, now this intense theater. And that's just the start of India's intangible heritage.
Oh, we're just getting started. Now let's head to the Himalayas. There's a festival, Raman, unique to the Garhwal region.
Himalayas. Okay, now we're talking stunning views and culture. What makes Raman stand out?
It's this blend of devotion and performance, locals worshiping their deity, but with rituals and these masked dances. Imagine processions going through the mountains, music, chanting.
Expressing that connection to the land and their faith in such a powerful way. Every part of India seems to have its own flavor of this heritage. What's next?
Sticking in the Himalayas, but over to Ladakh now. Get ready for the piece of Buddhist chanting.
Whoa, from Raman's energy to that. Okay, I'm here for it.
This chanting is all about preserving ancient Buddhist texts, the teachings. Imagine monks, their voices echoing in the mountains, carrying those words through time.
Sounds almost meditative, a way to connect with, like you said before, something bigger.
Exactly. It creates this atmosphere of devotion, passing down knowledge, spirituality over generations. It's woven into the fabric of life for the Ladakhi people.
It's amazing these traditions are so different in how they look and sound, but they all come from that same place, deep in their cultures. This UNESCO list is an education, seriously. What other traditions are we diving into?
Okay, ready for something different. Let's talk about Mudiyattu.
Mudiyattu. Now that I'm not familiar with. What's that one?
It's this really captivating ritual theater, a folk dance drama from Kerala. Picture this. Open air. You've got this battle between the goddess Kali and the demon Darika, but it's done with elaborate costumes, masks, movements, the whole thing.
Hold on. Another battle of good versus evil. But this time there's a visual element, with the masks you said. What's the meaning behind it in Kerala?
See, Mudiyattu, it's not just putting on a show, it's an offering. A prayer for good things, protection. It's tied into their beliefs, how the community works, everything.
So it's part of their identity, not just entertainment.
Yeah.
That's interesting. From the mountains to these performances, are we going to a new area now?
You bet. Let's talk Kalbelia.
Kalbelia. Okay, that one rings a bell, dimly. Something to do with the snakes.
Ding, ding, ding. Got it. They were traditionally known for snake handling, the Kalbelia in Rajasthan. But their dancing, it's mesmerizing. Women in these swirling black skirts moving so fluidly, it's almost like, well, like a snake.
Okay, visually I can see it. That's striking. They take elements from their lives and put it into these traditions. What are the folk songs about, the Kalbelia ones?
Their songs, they often use this instrument, the punji, like the snake charmers use, and they'll sing about their nomadic life, how they're connected to nature, even love, loss, the big stuff.
Expressing who they are through all of that. This deep dive is wild. So much variety within India's heritage. It's amazing. Okay, from those expressions, what's up next?
Get ready for some energy. We're going to the Chhau dance.
Chhau. Okay, now I'm interested. Tell me more.
Imagine this. Dancers, masked, colorful costumes, and they often depict warriors, mythological figures. But the movements, it's like a mix of martial arts and their folk traditions.
Okay, I bet that's intense to see. Dynamic. Where is Chhau dance from, mainly?
It's mostly Eastern India, Jharkhand, West Bengal, Odisha, those areas. And what's cool is that each place has its own style of Chhau, so it shows how traditions can evolve.
Rooted in history, but changing. I like that. From high-energy Chhau, where are we going next in India?
Let's shift from the east and go northeast a bit to Manipur. There we've got Sankirtana, very vibrant.
Sankirtana, okay, gotta be honest, that's a new one on me. Hit me with it.
Picture a procession, but it's full-on music, drumming, dancing, and it's all dedicated to Krishna, the Hindu god. So it's devotional, but super high energy, and they tell stories through it all.
So we've gone from peaceful chanting to this. I love it. Are there any specific instruments they use for Sankirtana?
Oh, for sure. You'll hear the mridanga. It's a drum, two-headed, and then there's kartal, these small cymbals. It creates this whole soundscape along with the singing, the dancing.
And that would be something to see in person, to really experience it. Okay, so from the Himalayas to these huge festivals to dances, what's next on our Intangible Heritage tour?
Time to switch gears a little. Let's check out some craftsmanship, traditional brass and copper craft, specifically how the Thatheras of Jandiala Guru in Punjab make utensils.
From performing arts to crafts. See, this list is full of surprises. What's special about this craft?
The Theras. They're known for this amazing skill. They make beautiful utensils, but they use traditional methods passed down. And get this, they believe these copper and brass pieces are good for your health too.
Whoa, really? It's like each piece isn't just useful, it's got that belief, that history behind it. Okay, so from mountains to deserts, we've seen chants, stories, dances, now crafts. What else does India have up its sleeve?
Let's go with something everyone's heard of, yoga.
Yoga. I mean, talk about going global. It started in India, but now it's everywhere.
Right. And that's why UNESCO's list matters. It's not just the poses, it's the whole philosophy of well-being, the ethics, the breathing, meditation, the whole package.
Something that old but still relevant today. You can't argue with that staying power. Before we move on, what does it even mean that yoga's on this list, like practically?
It means recognizing and preserving how yoga works, what it's about, supporting teachers, making sure they can teach students, promoting all the different types of yoga, making sure future generations have access to it.
So it doesn't fade away, the real heart of it. Wow, that's cool. Okay, what awesome tradition is next?
Okay, get ready for some serious joy. We're talking Nowruz.
Nowruz. Wait, I know that. It's the Persian New Year, right?
You got it. It's celebrated a lot in Iran, Central Asia, but being on this list shows it's bigger than that. Celebrating spring, new beginnings. It's like a shared heritage for humanity, you know?
Wow, yeah, going beyond borders. UNESCO isn't just about what's different, but what connects us too. That's kind of cool. All right, from new beginnings, where are we headed in India next?
Get ready for awe-inspiring. Seriously, we're talking Kumbh Mela.
Kumbh Mela. Isn't that the one that's like the biggest gathering on earth? Millions of people all going to those sacred rivers. The faith. It's incredible.
Imagine this. Every 12 years, millions, all to bathe in the rivers, the Ganges, at Haridwar, Allahabad, Nashik, Ujjain. It's massive devotion, rituals, spirituality on a whole other level.
Hard to wrap my head around, honestly.
Yeah.
What's the meaning behind bathing in the rivers during Kumbh Mela?
It's about cleansing, starting fresh, connecting to something bigger than yourself. The whole thing, it shows how strong faith is, how traditions can hold people together for, well, forever, it seems.
From yoga, which anyone can do, to Kumbh Mela, which is this huge thing. India's heritage, man, it runs the gamut. What's next?
Let's go deep into Bengal now. Feel the energy of Durga Puja.
Durga Puja, celebrating Durga, right? She's always fascinated me, that strength, what she represents.
It's one of the biggest festivals there, 10 days, all about good beating evil, how Durga defeated that demon Mahishasura. The whole city, they put up these pandals, so elaborate, and each one has this amazing statue of Durga inside.
I bet that's something to see. What all happens during Durga Puja?
Families get together, there's feasts, performances. Imagine music in the air, incense, that feeling of devotion everywhere. You're immersed in it.
Okay, we've gone from those serene chants up in the mountains to Kumbh Mela with millions of people. Now this huge celebration. This deep dive has been amazing. Seriously. India's culture is so rich, so much to it. Anything else on our intangible heritage list?
Let's finish with something super lively. Garba from Gujarat.
Garba, yeah. I've seen clips, those colorful skirts, the clapping. Everyone looks so full of life.
It's all about celebrating life, devotion, the community. Any age can join in, dressed up, everyone moving together, the dole drum, other instruments. It's a sight, trust me.
What's the meaning behind Garba in Gujarat?
Often they do it during Navratri, a 9-night festival dedicated to the divine feminine. So it's a time to connect, celebrate their heritage, remember where they come from.
Man, what a way to wrap up this deep dive. From rituals thousands of years old to these incredible dances, the crafts, the spirituality, we've only scratched the surface of India's legacy here.
Exactly, and that's the thing about intangible heritage. It's not just for India, it's for the world to learn from. All these ways humans express themselves. It reminds us that culture, it can connect us over generations across the globe.
This has been inspiring, no joke. It makes me want to see it all myself, learn more, There's so much out there, this tapestry of cultures. It's amazing.
And that's the beauty of it. It's alive, it changes, but it shows how creative, how resilient people are. It's on us to keep these traditions going.
Couldn't have said it better myself. To everyone listening, don't stop exploring. Ask questions, stay curious. There's always more to learn about the world and its people. Until next time, happy discovering, everyone.